Hello, Stitchy World, Labas, Hola, Privet, and so in short, hello world. And those who stumble upon this episode, my name is Jurgita, and I'm a Magic Pond Crafts. So I'm coming back to you with a progress report on a Santa's Journey stocking by Dimensions Gold Collection, number 8752. And I've started this one in August, so it seems like I've been picking it up every 2 months. So it was August and October and December and now in February. So I've had 4 times to play with it, and I think it might be about good halfway done, as you will see. And I'm hoping to finish this in 2018 before Christmas. So I'll show you progress report. So see what this is, what would look straight, and this is what I've done so far. So as you can see, when you compare to the picture, I've done up to Santa's beard, so approximately that. I finished the bird, and I went just about halfway with the backstitch on the sled, and so we'll see a little bit up close, right? So as you can see, I've did all regular stitches, half stitches that use 1 thread, some stitches are using 2 threads, and you can see even 3 threads, like for example in this shading. And I've done all the back stitching that needed, and even French knots that represent the snow, but just in this area. So if you notice, some of the snow dots are slightly different size, so I kind of started with 2 threads to make them French knots, and then I thought, well, it doesn't say exactly how many to use, so I'm gonna use 1 thread. So as a snow, I mean, no snowflakes are exactly the same size, so I figured out it shouldn't be a big headache to see. So let's see up close. I've done some stitching with the gold thread, like you see in here, in this little band, and some in here, and of course, you know, gold ribbon, it always goes there. Now with the back stitching, what I love about Dimensions, seems like it's nothing. Imagine like this area, just plain thing, and then you take a couple threads or 1 thread and do back stitching little sticks, and that's what you come up with, little branches sticking out of the ground. So that's amazing. That's what Dimensions are great at. Now little birdie, you know, I live in St. Louis area, so cardinals are known for this area, and even that birdie had some, you know, you might not see big back stitching here yet, but it gives slight shape when you start looking at it, and the French knot tiny bit for the eye. And so yeah, so far I love this. Well, of course I wouldn't be stitching for so long, but it's still original 14 count fabric designed. This design is by Peggy Abrams, and let's see how I keep my organization. I kept all the threads in its original little holdings like I showed you before, so I just had braids still left, and I've just cut in the top where I stick all my extra leftovers kind of thing, so special when you have to use blended threads. And I wrote down with my red Sharpie what the color is. Sometimes it's easier to look by the color than by the number, so I kind of run by that versus the number. Of course I, you know, double check with the number, but I've used both same way. So it looks a little bit messy, which means it's still, you know, work in progress. Working, it's using, I don't know, I haven't tried to redo threads, so I thought, why not? And the way I've been doing is to keep some of the threads for comparison for future. I would cut, like, for example, at least one little skein to cut little part, and the rest of it, like, I start from the back and I just pull from this sticky thing. Sorry, that's noise. So I just pull all the way out, so that gives me an extra maybe an inch or so of the thread. So I haven't measured exactly how long is this one, but I'm not cutting it in half unless it's blended threads, which I cut in exactly in half, and that's where I stick my leftovers. But for a gold one, I think it's gold thread is separate with this kind of tape thing, and it's about 90 centimeters long, and it's this nice fine thread. You know, it feels like it's, you can rub it with your nails and just go bump, 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 bump. But yeah, I'm using that. I'm not putting it anywhere else, so I just keep it loose like that. And I use all my orts in just separate jar. I decided to use it with all the different projects, just its own jar, so you can see what exactly color choices were. So I just keep that in my project bag. So just close it up, and that's it. You know, I don't have to search for anything else. Now, what kind of confused me a little bit in the key is they have those written down bundles, you know, of different type of yarn. So I have a question for you guys. This one has only green yarn, which would be bundle 4 or lot 4, but they have all the rest of the threads that needed. So do you know if they just use the same color palette for like 4 different patterns, and each of them would have just a different color yarn? Because it's like, I don't understand why they would do that, you know. So I've done French knots, I've done backstitching, and if you see in original, they're still gonna have some couching done here, and like here, it's all those things like cording and couching will need to be done. Of course, I didn't do beads yet. I'll do that at the end, I think, after washing the whole thing. So next I'm gonna work, I think I'm gonna finish the toe area, which is, you know, all those French knots as the berries and a couple of birds done, and the back stitching really makes a difference. And then I'm gonna go up the beard and the tree and the house, and there's lots of snow, and I'm not sure if I want to stitch the whole band. It's kind of boring, I don't know. I haven't figured out yet, but we'll see. I might give another update before I put it together. So if you know about what's a deal with these bundle different yarn colors, write it down below. I'm sure everybody else would be interested in knowing that. And so far I have still plenty of thread left. Of course, you know, it's only halfway done. So yeah, so this is my report for Santa's Journey stocking. I think I might pull it out in April. I figured out if I do every 2 months, I should be done by October, the whole stitching and everything at least, and then put it all together before Christmas. So hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think, and if you have any opinions or share your experiences if you stitch the stocking on some other dimension stocking. So this was Jurgita and with Magic Pond Crafts, and until next time, bye bye.